Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Amy. Today it is time to set up my bullet journal for the month of October. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's time to set that up already. We are going to be using my Fireside Fall kit, which will be available on the 20th of September. It is available digitally and parts of it are available physically. So the stickers are available physically in my shop if you're in the US or Canada. Everything else is available digitally. If you're international, outside of US or Canada, digital is available over on my Etsy shop. That is open to everyone except the EU. Unfortunately, rules and guidelines make it very expensive and complicated for a small business owner to offer it to the EU right now. So I hope to at some point be able to, but right now it's just one thing that I cannot afford. But if you're looking for digital and you're anywhere else, head on over there on the 20th. All right, so in the past, we started this journal, this bullet journal, in February. And I have been showing you how to set up, we're just gonna do a full flip real quick. I have been showing you how to set this up in very simple ways, sticking in all the monthly trackers and making some waterfall tabs, which are the easiest sort of Dutch doors where you're just making a big line down, maybe adding a couple of stickers, but not making it that complicated. This month, I will say I'm feeling rather inspired. I have both my kids in school now. My toddler is in a half-day preschool. I have a little bit more time on my hands, a little bit more time for self-care, and a little bit of time to get a bit more creative. So all of these are on YouTube. If there's a specific one you want to see, let me know and I'll link it. You can follow these instructions for all of what I did on each of these months using the current month's materials, right? Like it's the same kind of process. But this month, we're going to get a little more interactive in our spreads. So this is going to take me longer to set up than any of these ones have. So I'm guessing this is going to be a 2 or maybe 3-part video, okay? But yeah, this is what these have looked like thus far. And we're going to get a little more complicated this month. So what is that going to look like? We are not going to have simple waterfall tabs. We are going to add a page and make a fold to make some kind of closing system so that we can have everything enclosed in like a book in a book. It's going to be really fun, I think. Maybe a door. A door would be fun, a giant door. Okay, but yeah, we're currently in September. That's why it's only partially filled out. But we're going to make this really cool. So we're here. I want to have it so like we have all our pages here, but then something that folds and locks to kind of keep it all in place. I think it's going to be super fun. And we're going to add some pockets and cutouts and things like that inside it as well. So that locking page, we're not actually going to be able to add until the very end because I don't know how many pages I'm using. So this is just going to be a little complicated trying to figure it out. So first, what I like to do is figure out what pages I want in here. So what I usually do is put them like this. So October is going to go here. There's going to be something that closes over it. So that's pretty cool. We're going to do October goals and mood tracker. We're going to do something fun with the mood tracker this month. We're going to have a habit tracker, but again, I may not always use these pages. These pages are great for getting started, but if you watch a lot of bullet journal videos, you see people sometimes making their own styles and they're drawing things or adding their own flair to it. So we're going to do that using some of these designs, adding in our own features. The step tracker. Let's see. I don't typically use the water tracker or the sleep tracker these days. We will do the gratitude log and we will make it one full page, front and back sides. See, 31-day challenge, no, not the workout log, not the monthly miles this month. We're focusing on self-care for October, and this will be a full page as well. Will it be, let me think. Okay, so I just want to make sure I get the right number of pages. So moon tracker, and then the habit tracker, I wanted to do pull-out cards for, like have them pull out so they can hide away. So actually, we're going to be sticking 2 pages together. So we're going to scooch it this way. And same with gratitude log, I wanted to do interactive journaling cards instead of like pullouts, so we don't need to save a page here. And then for the self-care bingo, let's see, I was thinking about it, and we do want to do some pull-out cards for that, so we're going to give an extra page there. Okay, so that's going to be a full thing. And then we have the month in review page. We'll do something with it, maybe add the notes to it. And I guess this is where we'll be attaching an extra page. And then also with it, this is going to go right here. I love having the quote right at the very front. Okay, that's all complicated. I don't even know how we're doing this yet, but as you guys know, I love taking you along for the ride and seeing what happens and letting you hear my thought process as I do it. So let me think on this for a minute. So not all of this is actually going to be Dutch doors. We're going to have all sorts of different things in here as we go through this process. I think since we actually know where our last page is, first I'm just going to grab a bookmark so I can bookmark where the end is. Okay. Let me grab a piece of paper and we're going to set up our fold right here for our extra page. Because I think that is going to help us decide how everything flows after that point. All right, so here's a piece of paper and we are going to cut it to the size of this notebook, which, here's a ruler. Let's just see how big this is. If this is 0, it's just under 8 inches. Oh, I do need this to actually make the cuts. So it's just under 8 inches. How am I going to get this to be that length? Okay, ruler. Reaching everywhere to get everything. So we want this to be about yay big. And how wide is it? Is it also... Okay, it's there for that. So we're going to make it this wide. I'm going to mark it in a couple of places so that I can line it up. And if we need to trim anything else, we can. I'm using a standard 32-pound paper here, by the way. That is what I like to use for my printing, when I'm printing like planner inserts or things like that. I was a little bit off on the cut. That's okay. It's going to be close enough. We are going to add scrapbook paper to it once we get the right paper size. And it'll be double thick for this little cover door something or other. And we may be trimming this too, just so you know. I just haven't figured out quite the entire technique yet. Okay, that'll do for this. This is going to be shorter than what this says, or what this shows. And this is a trust the process video, by the way. I don't know completely where I'm going with all of this yet. But I do know that we're going to use this paper for it, for the front, because I decided a wall would be really fun and make some sort of door. Ooh, actually, idea. We're gonna, yes, okay. This is gonna be a little bit shorter than the full thing. So I'm actually gonna trim it right now so I don't have to get all of it on. But I already put tape here. I wanna trim you. Can I trim you? Okay, let's just make it happen. Okay, it's gonna be shorter and it's getting stuck. That's okay. Okay, it's gonna be this big, like this, because we're gonna have the brick wall also on this side, and we're gonna have a fireplace or a door or something hanging over that we can lock or not see all the way. Okay. So I'm just putting a big X in here so that I can get this down. And we're just gonna trim that. Will we put something on the inside one? We should put a paper on the inside one too. Okay, I did not get that even. And then we still have half of a page of this available to use for the rest of this. Okay, I know you probably have no clue what I'm doing yet. I just kind of have a idea in my head of what I want to create. I think today's video might just be setting up this front little scene because it's so complicated to think about and my thought process is still kind of muddled with it. But this is our little door flap that we're going to create. I'm just trimming it down a little to get rid of the little white line that we had. Okay, so this is going to attach right here and be able to open. So we are going to get a piece of tape first on the inside, then maybe on the outside. So we need something plain. Just a black washi tape would be nice. You need something thicker. I'm going to do this black script washi tape because I think it's actually really fun. And we're going to attach this and then see what happens. Cool thing about washi is that if you need to redo something, you can pull it up without hurting your page typically. All right, so I'm just putting it like this on this side, and we're going to use a lot of it to hold this in place. Okay, don't stick to the pages behind, please. We're going to put it here. And then put this right here. I'm going to fold that down and fold this over. And then I'm going to put another full strip of washi all the way over this page, and we'll trim it so it's even to the edge. Okay, so we totally can put something on the back side of... Okay, wait. I already did it wrong, you guys. So silly. It needs to face the other direction. We're gonna fix it. So you guys always get to see the full process. I'm not gonna cut things out when I mess things up or any of that. So just bear with me. And we will do this. Okay. And there we go. I do really like the black washi. I think that is fun with the little script. If you don't like the look of that, just choose a plain black washi tape or plain brown washi tape. Those will do really nicely. Okay, grab some scissors. And now let's see what this is like from the front. Let's see if this works at all. Okay, so first, put this back here and fold this down. Make sure the washi tape is secured on both sides. So this is gonna go a little bit into November's page, so we will probably have to cover this up at some point, but it was necessary to hold this in place. So we'll figure that out when it's time to set up November's pages. Okay, so then the idea is that it folds over like this, and we're gonna make this page hook so that this can close, and then I have to lift up a latch in order to open the pages. That is the idea. So we are gonna have the little October thing in there, and we are gonna put the rest of this paper in here as well. We want it to cover up at least, you know, to where this is. And I think it's gonna be kind of cool to just do some ripped edges, because I don't want a straight line in here. I'm gonna be laying this over it anyways. So we're gonna do it like that. And one thing we're gonna start using is some distress inks. I think vintage photo would look nice along those edges. Dropping things everywhere, that's okay. Oops, need the little, that part. And I'm just going to lightly dust the edges with a color. You don't need to do this, but again, it's just a little extra hand-done touch. And we'll see how this works. Again, if this is too complicated or you don't have all the supplies you want for this, go back to my previous bullet journal videos, which will show you the same technique to set up all these pages, which you can also use, of course, with this month's pages. Okay. Ooh, one thing I do need to trim before I put this down, because I keep finding stuff to trim, is this white line. I want to get rid of that so I can put this right up to the edge. Okay, I'm going to do it by hand though. Ugh, getting that stuck. Okay, where did I put scissors? One thing is that I'm constantly losing all my stuff because I have so many things out. So today it is Friday the 12th, so we're not even halfway through the month yet. And I'm setting this up because I got so inspired to do some interactive stuff and just wanted to get to it right away. And as I mentioned, with my kids in school, at least in the mornings, I have some time to do these fun creative things, which I'm really excited about. This morning has been a super full morning though. Got my daughter to school, then my son had his allergy appointment follow-up. If you're new here, my son has food allergies. We've been doing oral immunotherapy for we've been at the maintenance dose, which is like the highest dose, for almost a year, and the goal is to lessen the risk of anaphylaxis by daily microdosing of the allergens. And when you start before 3, he's not yet 3, you have a higher chance of outgrowing the allergy, at least according to early studies. So it's been quite the process, but we did skin testing today, and he only reacted to 1 of his 4 allergens on the skin test. And that doesn't say he's outgrown the allergies or anything, but it is an incredible sign. So I am just so excited to be at that point. I'm feeling thankful. I'm feeling hopeful, and it's just really fun. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling creative. It's a good day. Anyways, little life update. All right, we are fussy cutting a little bit of this out. We don't need to be too close on this side because it's already going to be on the white. This one's going to be over the brick, so I'm trying to get that one pretty close. And then we're going to figure out our little locking mechanism. And then figure out what to make on this side to kind of match how full this one looks and feels. Because we don't want that side to just be empty since there's so much brick over here. I think we could go in this way just a little bit. Get rid of some of that white space. Okay. Yeah. That'll look cool. Let's actually trim this up the tiniest bit more so we can go up right to the edge with it. As close as possible to the edge. Like that. And this one we will not make a Dutch door because I want this to be fully hidden, but subsequent pages may have Dutch doors in them, but they may not. I don't know yet. This may be a non-Dutch door spread, but with other interactive pieces. As close to the edge as possible so we can see as much of the distress ink portions as we can. Throwing my scissors. All right, so we've got that and we've got this. Now, how do we want to lock this? We could put a big door and have like a key. We could do one of the Dutch door pieces like a fireplace and then have a little sticky attachment. We could, ooh, idea. Okay, which one goes best with it? With the brick. Okay, I've got an idea. We're gonna work through it. I think this one is nice and plain. Do I want it this way or this way? I think this way. We are gonna cut a little strip. So in order to do this, I need to cut this way first so that I can then cut this way. We're gonna make a little piece. I'm not measuring any of this out, so I may have to make multiple cuts as I figure out how big I want it. But we're gonna do it like this. It's gonna be like a little place to tuck a sticker into so that it can close and be held in place. So it's gonna go like this, and then we're gonna have a sticker poking out here like a little Dutch door that'll slip underneath and hold it in place so it doesn't pop open. Okay, but first, do I want this edge to look like this edge? I kind of feel like I do. Do I need to rip this a little bit? Yeah, I do. I think that's a really fun look. My goal is to just not see the white over here. I don't want to rip it too far. I want it to still look like a full brick wall. There we go. Okay, I see the tiniest bit of the sticker there, so I'm going to trim that. I see a little bit of the white sticker, so I'm just going to take that off. Okay. Good enough. And we are going to distress ink this little side too. That needs a little more sticky now though, because we took off the sticky part. There. Okay, so what sticker would look best as a Dutch door, and what do we want on this side? Okay, I'm gonna figure out what's gonna actually go right here later. I think it could be like some inspirational quotes or a little peekaboo of some kind, but I am getting a little bit of ink right here and around the edge because I think it'll just pull this page together. I don't want to put any scrapbook paper here because I don't know what I'm doing with it yet. So we're just gonna get the ink on the page, kind of like old paper. Okay, kind of getting it across it, because again, I don't know what's happening with it. Now it kind of looks like old paper. That looks pretty cool. Okay, so again, this is gonna go here like a little thing. I might cut it even smaller, but I didn't want to cut it too small to start. And then, which item is going to be our little locking mechanism? A leaf pile? I mean, honestly, I feel like the fireplace makes the most sense. Yeah, okay, so with that, these are clear stickers. So I need to use something like this paper to make it so it doesn't, you don't see through with the brick behind it. So I'm gonna put this down and cut it out so that we can use it. Oh my gosh, this is quite the process this time, but it is super fun. I'm cutting as close as I can to the sticker to avoid extra white space, but there will be a little bit on some of the spots. So we're gonna put this one down, and then we'll do the same thing with the other sticker on the back side. We just need to figure out where this is going first. I think it's just gonna go right there. So we are going to grab this double-sided tape and just do a little line of it. Put it as far over as I can. So it's gonna look like this. I think a really thin strip to go here. Or maybe one going like this way so it doesn't cover up too much. I don't know, I'm gonna have to think on that. But first we can finish this one, because right now you don't have anything on the back. And it would be nice to have the fireplace on the back side too. And again, I'm trying to cut it as close as possible. And having these two stickers both with their own paper on it actually is going to make this nice and thick and sturdy for however we end up doing the locking mechanism. So that's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna lay it down right there. So I'm gonna put a bunch of double-sided tape on it. If you accidentally get any on something else, all you have to do is just rub it like that and it'll come right up. If you try to pull it, it might rip whatever you're pulling up, but to kind of roll it, it de-sticks it a little bit. I wasn't perfect here, but I'm okay with that. We're gonna trim just the tiniest bit on this side, because that's more important. And there we go, look at that. So if you don't want a lock, like a locking thing on it, you could put a foam piece, like a sticky foam piece, so that it just closes. But I'm gonna see, maybe there's, trying to think about, could I create something else as a, ooh, we could use one of these as a lock. No, okay. I do want it to like slip into something. This covers up part of it. I'm gonna have to think on that for a minute. So we are gonna table that thought for just a moment. All right, we are gonna get to this side. And today, I think it's gonna be worth it to use a scrapbook paper behind this one, just to get some extra decor on this side. thinking about that one. I think adding some blue into the mix might be really nice on this page. The other option is this, but that's a lot of red. We've already kind of got the reddish undertones of the brick. So I'm gonna go with this one. So what we need to do first is just get rid of the white edge on this side. And I'm just gonna literally put it across the entire page. And we're gonna just try to make it, so you might see my head here as I try to line this up. We're gonna try to make it not like that, because some of the white is over the bottom edge, so I have to peel this up. Come on, okay. So try to line it up so the white edge is not on the notebook. I'm trying to get rid of the little gap that I made. Okay, there we go. Okay, obviously this is way too long. I need to trim it. So we're gonna do that now. And just cut right along the edge. So yeah, this is definitely a multi-part video because it's much more interactive and takes longer to set up. But I think the end result is going to be pretty fun. There we go with that. We do want to put this in. So again, I'm going to be fussy cutting this as close as possible without taking up like too much time. So words, I'm not going to worry about being super close to, but I don't want to like cut straight here. I want to come in with it and follow the flow of it. And I'll do that with the images as well. Now you could also use like your gyro cut or something like that for this. That would probably be pretty easy too. But this is a great way to do it. Look at that. Okay, we're just gonna put that right there. That is gonna be the full cover. I do need to figure out how I'm gonna attach that. So I might pause and think on that for a minute and then come back to show you what I'm gonna do. Because I'm not convinced on my original plan. My original plan, as I mentioned, was something like this, for this to tuck into and be held in place, but let me think on that. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have been scouring the internet trying to find some ideas with these fold-out flaps to think about containing this, but I honestly think there's nothing that I'm completely happy with that I saw right now. My first idea, I don't really love right now. So we're gonna call this good for the minute. I still have 2 videos probably to do to set up the rest of this. So maybe I'll have some inspiration in the next videos about what to do with this. But if not, I think just having it like this and then being able to open and close it is just going to be fun. It's the very first of the interactive things in this set of interactive pieces that we're doing for my bullet journal this month. So I think that's going to be pretty fun. I'm just thinking about it now, and what if all of this was cut out and we had this like rounded design over here. We're gonna think about that in the next video as we start our first pages, starting with these ones. So let's think on that. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow or the next day, we will post the next set in this bullet journal setup for October 2025. All right. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.